All right, moving on for the new Foundational C Sharp with Microsoft certification for FreeCodeCamp. We just did the Write Your First Code using C Sharp, and now we are moving on to creating and running a simple C Sharp console application. I haven't done this before, so this will be new to me. And well, first of all, we have to install and configure Visual Studio Code, which I already have. But if you need to download it, you go here and I guess start. See what they say for it. Prerequisites, experience C Sharp. It's an IDE. So yeah, download Visual Studio Code. Go to this link here. Hit download. Download for Windows, stable build. Already have it. It looks something like this. This is a project I'm doing for a friend. Like I can just open up a new folder. Just go to Documents, Code, and just go Tutorials, FCC. And I'll just create a new folder. Just go New folder. We'll go C Sharp. Select the folder. And there we go. Now I have Visual Studio Code open in that folder. Let's see what else they have us to have. Yes. Let's see what else they have us do. Go back to FreeCodeCamp. When you're finished, answer the question correctly. Which of the following choices provides the best description of an integrated development environment, or IDE? It's a tool that makes it easier to write code, that's for sure. But it's more so a suite of tools that support the full software development lifecycle. So I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, that's correct. All right, let's move on. So we have to call methods from the .NET class library using C Sharp. So for this challenge, it will be completed partially on the Microsoft Learn platform. All right, so let's go to this link. Call methods from the .NET class. Let's start this. All right, let's write some C Sharp code. Let's continue. Get started with .NET libraries. So these are kind of like add-ons for the C Sharp programming language. It's a .NET runtime. It hosts and manages our code as it executes. And we also rely on the .NET class library, which is a collection of coding resources we can use for our applications. I guess the .NET class library comes with C Sharp because console is part of that. And console.writeLine is part of the .NET class library. Even data types are part of it. Check our knowledge. How do you find information? I mean, you can always do Google searches to find it. So yeah. Okay, now prepare our coding environment. Open VS Code. Select open folder. On the Visual Studio terminal, select new terminal. Type.NET new console O. Okay, well, they're naming theirs test project and they want it in this like C Sharp projects folder. I'm going to do something else, but yeah, they want to do .NET new console -O. So let's see if we can do that. .NET new console, .NET new console -O. I wonder if you need a Windows computer for this. And /, it's gonna, yeah, do test project. See what happens. Okay, it looks like it actually created it. So here we have test project, program.cs. So it's let right line hello world. So it looks like it worked correctly. I think you have to like actually download .NET before this would actually work. But I already have it downloaded, so it worked fine for me. Yep, it created a couple files. Delete the existing code lines. In the VS Code editor, do a system.random thing. So I guess copy this and paste it into program.cs. And then I'm guessing we're going to run that, make things a little bigger so y'all can see. Okay, how do I run this? Click save, of course. open an integrated terminal. I mean, it should open already inside of my terminal. Well, I can CD into it. Type .NET run. Okay, so that's how we run it. So we can go Control J. I have to CD into my test project. Okay, and then I can do .NET run. And what do we get? We get 4. It actually took a long time to run for some reason. But yeah, it just shows a random number between 1 and 7. Let's try it again. See if we get a different number. You get 1. Okay, so it looks like it's working. Let's see what else we have to do. Oh, I guess it's 1 through 6. Stateful versus stateless methods. Stateless methods are known as static methods. They can work without referencing or changing any values that are already stored in memory. Also, that right line is a stateless method. And then stateful methods are known as instance methods. They do modify the state of the application by updating values or storing new values in memory. A single class can support both stateful and stateless methods. So this is how we create an instance of a class. We do new using the new operator. The latest .NET runtime enables us to instantiate an object without having to repeat the type name. Interesting, so you can just do new instead of new random. That is so weird. What does FreeCodeCamp say we have to do here? What is an object? Oh, let's look for that. An instance of a class is called an object. Okay. Let's take a look. It's an instance of a class. All right, beautiful. Let's move on. See if we have to do anything else here. Which of the following represents the correct way to create a class instance? We just do new random. All right, and then the developer creates an instance of the random class named coins. Which of the following code lines can they use to call the next method? So then we would use coins.next. Not with new though, just this one. All right, cool. I'm guessing we're doing this unit next. Yeah, you can read most of that. I'm gonna just move on. Add decision logic to your code using if-else and else-if statements in C#. Okay, I guess we're gonna make a game. And we're gonna use random.next to simulate rolling a 3-sided dice. Prepare our coding environment. I'm just gonna use the same one as I have. And then we're going to copy and paste this code here. Okay. Let me paste this here. Save it. Oh, we're gonna roll 3 dice, not a 3-sided dice. It's weird. Okay. Take a minute to review the code. Yeah, well, we're gonna roll 3 times. Yeah. You sum the 3 dice rolls, name total. Now we can add decision logic, add an if statement to display different messages based on the value of the total variable. So if it's greater than 14, we win. If it's less than 15, we lose. Okay, so then copy and paste that in here. These 2 if statements are used to handle the winning and losing scenarios. Yep, the Boolean expression is between the parentheses and the code block is in the curly braces. Boolean expressions evaluate to true and false. Yep. These also evaluate to true and false, equals, greater than, less than, so on. You can also use the or, and that's with the double pipe. So that's if roll 1 equals roll 2, or roll 2 equals roll 3, or this equals that. And we roll doubles. Sure, yeah. All right, we can bring this in there. To improve the readability of our code, update the second if statement as follows. If total is greater than or equal to 15, the second if statement. Sure you didn't want it to be this one? Oh, I see, this should be in front. I'm just gonna replace everything. Yeah, it should be fine. And then should I run it? Add another if statement to implement the triples bonus. So then it will look like this. The triples bonus would be right after the doubles bonus. That's if they all equal each other. All right, now I'm going to do .NET run and see what happens. .NET run. And we got 10, so we lost. All right, let's try again. And we got 12, so we also lost. Okay. And we win. Sorry, we lose again. We got 11. Hey, we got doubles, but we still lost because we only got 7. And we got 8. We lost again. 16, and we rolled doubles. We win. Yay. Which, yeah, so that's 5 plus 6 plus 5. That's a pretty high score. Okay, cool, cool. Or if you're lucky, you'll see this 6 plus 6 plus 6. Yeah, that's the best score you can get, looks like. What is a code block? It's lines of code that should be treated as a single unit. What is a Boolean expression or statement? It is code that returns true or false. Yay. All right, create nested decision logic with if, else if, and else. Let's see what FreeCodeCamp has us do. What is it? Which of the choices below is not a valid operator? That would be the percent percent. That is definitely not right. All right, let's move on. Check that answer. What else would we have to do here? We can change up our program, I guess. Yeah, we can do if else if instead of like 2 if statements, or do an if else. You win, sorry, you lose. Yeah, that would simplify it. We can remove the stacking bonus. So let's just copy and paste this code in. All right, that looks good. We can do if else if statements to give a prize. So like this, do a chain. If they get greater than 16, we win a new car. Greater than 10 is a new laptop. If we get exactly 7, we win a trip. Otherwise, we win a kitten. So we can use this code instead and run it and see what happens. .NET run. Hey, I got a new car because I got 14. But, oh, because I got +2, so it's my total including the bonus. And then, therefore, I win a new car. Cool. Let's go. Okay, let's see what else we have to do for FreeCodeCamp. Okay, we're going to move on to using arrays and for each statements in C#. Okay, let's start this. Now I'll do a quick knowledge check with the if, else, and else if statements. So, given that int x equals 5, which of the following Boolean expressions is valid and evaluates to true? X equals 5 evaluates to true. Which of the choices below is not a valid operator in C#? This one, the following answer choices describe if statement syntax. Which of the descriptions is correct? Boolean expression evaluated by an if statement is optional. An else statement can't be replaced before an else if statement. I guess so. The else statement is required when an if statement includes else if. No. I think it's the second one. Yay, got all 3 of those right. Awesome. Complete that module. Okay, now let's move on to arrays. Okay, so gives us our prerequisites. Let's move on. Get started with array basics. What is array? Yeah, hopefully you guys know kind of what an array is already. But yeah, it's just a special type that can hold multiple values of the same data type. And it looks like something with square brackets. This is how we instantiate it. So this will be a string array of size 3. It indicates the number of elements that the array can hold, and then we can assign those values with the indexes 0, 1, and 2. But if we did 3, then it's array index out of bounds, and it will give you an error. Yeah, runtime error. Apparently it still builds correctly, but it won't run correctly. And then we can retrieve the values using the indexes and the name, like so. We can reassign them. Okay, it wants us to copy and run this. And then run. We get first, second, third, and reassign first. Exactly what they say we would get. With the output, we can initialize the array, just like this. So we use square brackets and then commas in between the values. And that also works the same as this big mess right here. Use the length property. We can do fraudulent order IDs.length, and that will give us the length of 3. Check our knowledge. What is an array? It is a sequence of individual data elements. Okay. Which of these is a correct example of creating an array and initializing it? Well, let's see here. We can create the array with new string or new int, and then we initialize them with the indexes, so 0, 1, and 2, so it should be this last one. And we got that right. Awesome. Continue, we can loop through these with a for each loop. Okay. So for each string name and names, and then we can list them all out that way. Create an array of int. For each item is in inventory. Ensure our code matches, add a variable to the sum. Oh, and then we're gonna add them all up. So sum plus equals items, it'll add them all up for us. So let me copy this and see what we get. .NET Run, it's like there are 1775 items in our inventory. And yeah, that's exactly what they have here. Create a variable to hold the current bin number and display the running total. So yeah, we can do plus plus, same as JavaScript. So running total. Here we can display that. Inside of our for each block, we have a console.write line. All right, let's move all the way to the end and see if I can answer the questions. Okay, here we go. What was this? Do I have to like continue down here to get the XP? I don't know. Check our knowledge. Which of the following can be used to access the third element in an array? Well, the third element would be actually index 2. So it'd be my array index 2. Okay. Which of the following choices describes the correct way to create a new integer array with 3 elements? Well, a new int array with 3 elements would be actually size 3. It wouldn't be 2, it would be 3. And we have to make sure it's int array as the data type. Which of the following for each statements is syntactically correct? Well, for each int value in values. Oh gosh, I didn't even look too closely at this. Is it of int of values? It's either one of these, I think. Let's see. Okay, it is it's in values. Oh well. All right, summary. All right, let's just complete that module. Let's see what else we have to do. Which of the following for each statements is syntactically correct? Yeah, so I just got this wrong. So it's actually in values instead of values. And that should be right, yes. 50% complete. All right, let's move on to this one, this training. Create readable code with conventions, whitespace, and comments in C#. Variable name rules. All right, no hashtag dash or $signs are allowed inside of our naming of our variables. Variable name conventions, we're going to use camel case. They should be descriptive and meaningful. Use order complete instead of is complete. And they should use the full name. So use order amount instead of ODR and order amount like that. You might see some advice to use a style like string my value. It was a popular style years ago, but we don't do that anymore. So string first name follows all the rules and conventions, so that's fine. Here's some pretty decent variable names. Other naming conventions. Okay. Which of the following is an example of correct camel case formatting? That would be user option. Lowercase user, uppercase option. All right, let's move on. Create effective code comments. This would be a code comment with the double slash in front. Okay, so we can enter this code and then modify it to comment this stuff out. So if I copy and paste this, These three lines won't run. The only thing that will run is Bob and 7. Delete the code comments. So should be the same thing. Replace the existing code with this. All right, in this case, we're going to loop through each of our blank order IDs, and then we're going to give them a value, I guess. Yeah, with a prefix and a suffix of some random values. And then we're going to print them out. Okay, so let's see what we get. All right, we get these 5 order IDs. Cool. All right, remove the existing comments and it will run exactly the same. And we can just add a comment at the top to explain it all. A comment's usefulness is subjective, yeah. I've worked at places where we don't use comments at all, and I've worked at other places where comments are a normal thing to do. I kind of err on the side of don't add comments unless it's absolutely necessary. All right, recap. Let's move on. We can use white space, but this is a horrible example here, and they both kind of suck. This is much better, although it's still not super readable because I would probably want some space between the if statements and console.writeLine. Yeah, this is much better. This is the kind of readability we want. This also worked. All right, let's move on. Complete a challenge activity to improve code readability. Okay, yeah. So just like improve readability this way. Let's just move on to the end and see if we can answer the questions. Which of the following demonstrates recommended guidelines for naming a variable? That would be this last one. Which of the following is a bad reason to use a code comment? To temporarily comment out a line of code. No. How a new C# keyword word to. I'm gonna say this because people can look that up. Yeah. Which of the following statements about using white spaces in code is true? White space should be used judiciously to improve the readability. Yeah. Okay, I got those all right. Awesome. Let's continue and let's see what FreeCodeCamp has for us. Which of the following is a bad reason to use a code comment? To explain a new C# keyword works. Cool. All right, now we are moving on to, okay, if-else-if structures. Let's see. Develop for each and if-else-if else structures to process array data. Okay. Oh, here we go. Start. Introduction. Let's go next. Yeah, prepare. Already did that. Create arrays and for each loops. Yeah, it's telling us all the stuff we need to do. I just want to, yeah, get the whole code. All right, yeah, so we use a for each to add the exam score to the sum. Except we want to go through all 4 of these, not just Sophia's. So, see what else they have us do. Okay, let's grab this. Paste it in and run it. Sophia, okay, we still are only doing Sophia. If name equals Sophia, then we're going to, I'm guessing we can get rid of that if statement. Pretty sure there's an easier way to do this. Seriously? They want us to use all these else if statements here? I mean, I guess if it's for these grades, then it's kind of necessary. But I didn't think it was necessary for this. Well, I can just copy all this code here, at least. How many lines long is this? 96 lines. Okay. Um, interesting. Holy Jesus. This is a long assignment. Let's copy this code and see what happens. Oh my god. Oops. Okay, this time we get A minus, A minus A. Okay. That seems right. Okay. Knowledge check. Let's go. Okay, so a developer writes an application that uses a for each loop to iterate through an array containing 20 elements. After the application is complete, they learn that the array must be updated to include 40 elements. It needs to examine all 40 array elements, which the following items describes the required code update. Okay. No changes are required to the for each loop. Yeah, I don't think there would be anything required. Place the original for each loop inside the code block. Iterates twice. I don't think you have to do anything because it will loop through all the elements um, by default. All right, a developer is working on a nested for each structure that iterates through all of an application's data arrays. The first array contains the names of locations where water samples were collected. The remaining arrays contain the test results for the samples collected from each named location, which the following statements about how the array should be processed is correct. Each of the arrays containing samples can be processed by the outer loop. The inner loop will be used to verify the location. That seems right. The order in which the arrays are processed doesn't matter. It does matter, though. The outer loop must process the array containing locations. Inner loop. No, I'm pretty sure the first array is locations, and then the multiple arrays is the inner loop. Yeah, so it should be the first one. Yeah, never mind. It's the last one. They are very confusing. Okay, let's see what the FreeCodeCamp ones. All right, this one, yeah, no changes are required. Let's move on. Okay, go to this section. Develop for each and structures to process array data. Oh, I already did this. Okay, never mind. I guess not. I thought I did, but no. Yeah, let's just move to the end. Knowledge check. Yeah, developer is working on a nested for each structure that iterates through the application's array data. First array contains the names of 10 geographic regions. The remaining arrays are based on the 10 regions. Each regional array. Okay. How should the developer ensure that only the 25 largest populations are added to the sum? Okay, I think either answer B or C is correct. Pretty sure you can check the index number of the current array element. Pretty sure you can do that with for each, but that's my assumption. So I'm going to go with B, but it could be C. I don't know. Developer is working with two other developers to update a collection of applications. Developers will use code comments during the update process. Which of the following describes an appropriate use of code comments? Okay, when updates are made, developers leave all existing code comments intact. When updates are made, the developers summarize changes using block comments. I'm going to say, okay, obviously you don't want to leave all existing code comments, so it's not B. It could be A, but I'm going to go with C, just so that it's not so cluttered. Okay, so review answers. Yeah, this one is actually C. Yeah, oh well. But yeah, this one's right. Okay, let's move on. See what FreeCodeCamp asks. Okay, this is appropriate use of code comments, and we said that we should use block comments. All right, let's move on. Trophy, create and run simple C#. Okay, if you don't see this trophy when viewing you have not completed all the tasks and your trophy cannot be verified. Okay, so let's see if I can find my trophy. Viewing my achievements page. I only have one trophy, so I'm guessing I don't have it. So I'm guessing I didn't like fully complete one of the challenges, because if I go to verify, I'm guessing it won't verify. Yeah, have not earned the trophy. And that's because I probably didn't hit complete module on all of them. So let me go through and see if I can fix that. There we go. Now I've earned my 2 achievements. Yeah, I just had to go back to some of the earlier challenges and actually go through it all, hit next, 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 and then do my knowledge check and complete the module. But yeah, now I have the achievement and I can verify it now. So let's verify the trophy. And yeah, the trophy from Microsoft's learning platform was verified. All right, so we did create and run simple C# console applications. Next thing we are going to do is add logic to our C# console applications. So I'll see you in the next video.